Yeah, no, okay, we're at the beginning of recording. You're fine. You put me wherever you want me to go. I don't. Because when I minimize my screen, you're on the top and I'm on the bottom. So I don't. It doesn't matter to me. So. So yeah. So, hi everybody. While Lisa gets set up. So, for the month of August, I hope you guys enjoy the movies that we are going over for August to start things off. The Family, because I can't talk sometimes. Thank you. So, we're now going into some fun-ish. And, lately we've been just talking about random things and such. I have the breakdown over here for you guys in case you're like, hey, what? What? This is what would be referred to as the glitch in the matrix. There's a few YouTube channels you could find. My favorite are Art of Kicks. He goes over stuff. There's also this new channel I found that it's got to be somewhere in there, but this is All Time. Been watching All Time for maybe like 3 years now. So we're going to be going over this. Also, I just got Lisa into Randonautica. She was busy, so she didn't get to do her homework. So we're not going to go over it today, and that's fine. No, that's fine, because we have to start with the glitch in the matrix. I didn't. I actually didn't. I actually didn't. I said you didn't. I said you didn't have time to do your homework.
Okay.
You threw yourself under the bus.
The way you said it though, it was very like honest. She didn't have time to do homework.
Everybody. So Lisa was she's busy. She's running around. She didn't have time to do the research that I gave her, which was about 35 pages. There you go. That sounds better.
Knowing you, it probably was.
I sent you, what, 4 or 5 videos, and they were like an hour to, no, it was like 30 minutes to maybe like an hour and some change a piece. So I wasn't expecting you to sit there and watch every single one, because, yeah, when it's rando nodding, you have to sit still and listen to some of the things that are happening. It's not something that you can just breeze through like, oh, especially if you have no idea what I was even talking about. So yeah, so we're starting with glitch in the matrix. But in order to get there first, we need to, and there's this other thing that goes on besides CERN, and I can't remember the name. So everyone, bear with me today. Anybody have any questions, put them in the comments. It is a-okay. I'm not going to be showing certain things because I will just, if anything, leave links in the comments section. I got to go back to a lot of our videos and leave links because certain things I just don't know if we would be flagged for showing. So leaving links, it's, So, Lisa, do you know what CERN is for the most part? Oh, I don't hear you. Come back. Yes. Okay. I was like, what I do? What I do? Anyway. But okay, so you know what CERN is. First of all, while we're in this conversation, did you get to see when they had opened the Swedish train station thingy? I don't even remember if it's like Swedish, but they had that whole ceremony and people were wearing like, bruh. Did you watch the whole like almost 2-hour ceremony video? Okay, I'm gonna send that to you. It's a Swedish train station, I think,
Yeah,
or Danish. Thank you. So it is large. I just, me having my my phobia, megalophobia. It took a minute to get through it because I was like, that's big. Like, why is that so big? So I wasn't feeling it. All right, party people. So this is here. It explains what CERN is on the side. Lisa, you can't see it, but well, I'll read it out. The European Organization of Nuclear Research, also called European Laboratory for Particle Physics. Sorry. Sorry. Because I know it's laboratory, but I like laboratory. Everybody watched Dexter's Lab back in the day. Yeah, so known as CERN, is an intergovernmental organization that operates the largest particle physics laboratory in the world. So, damn, it even gives the address. Like, I didn't need to be that for serious. God dang. So, as you can see, guys, it was founded in September 29th, 1954. But it didn't actually kick in until somewhere within the 90s. There you go. That would be 1995. And for those of you who need even further in, it as they call it, the Hadron Collider. It's all right there. So I'm going to point y'all so that will guide you to the same spot on my screen. The first one with the green in the image. Well, there's two images here. Okay, let's put Rigby over it right there. Right there. Well, Mordecai and Rigby, it turns. That's it. The Large Hadron Collider. So if you're looking it up, do the research for yourself, because you know me, I love spitting facts. I don't want to leave you guys with anything crazy. So when CERN turned on, there weren't really any problems. But it was when they started to mess with breaking down atoms for the Big Bang Theory. Then they started to break down more atoms as making the God particle. They just kept messing with things they shouldn't have been messing with. Let's just get that straight. The more they did this was when supposedly the Mandela effect. That's when the Mandela effect started to break through. And people were finding that they were remembering things differently from other people. And I find that so fascinating because I don't know about you, but I know for me growing up as a kid, we used to have some random weird things happen around the household. Like you'd sit something down in one spot and it wouldn't be there anymore. And
talking about growing up where we grew up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know if it was the buildings themselves where we grew up were a problem.
Or like the land or something.
Right.
But there was a lot of crazy stuff that used to happen there.
Yes. Because Rob, I don't want to say anybody's last names, but it rhymes with shenanigans.
Okay.
Okay. So his house in the backyard, when you would be there on certain times, it would just be uncomfortable. I never set foot in that backyard because just looking at it, I'm like...
His backyard sat up against like the middle school.
Yes.
Right? Or, like,
yes. He was the elementary school.
Elementary school.
Yeah, his was the elementary school. Okay. So when we used to be there, like just, whatever, there was a man that would just walk around his backyard. And when they'd flick the light on, mind you, they're looking deadpan back there. They flick the light on and his ass would just disappear. So, but they said he was dressed in like soldier gear. But if you remember, they said all of that land from the school on over to those houses was all war land. So, but yeah, things were just kind of just so bizarre in that what the houses experienced, the apartment complex, like it was just all kinds of just weird stuff all the time. Dad's workshop in the basement, sometimes he would he had an engineer's table. So anybody that knows how an engineer's table functions, it sits flat. But you have these wheels that you can actually turn and it'll prop the table up for you. So you have one wheel would prop the table up and then the other one would like section it. Like if you need it to face a certain way. So it's going up and then it can tilt and do all this other fun stuff. So he built himself a little tray where all of his pencils would roll into. So a lot of times when the table's flat, nothing's rolling anywhere. But there was the one time, this, I'm just giving you all an example of glitches in the Matrix. And this was when I was a teeny tiny kid. So this had to be 80s, 87, 89, somewhere around there. So this was before any CERN turned on. Okay. So I just have to say, this has always been a problem. But I think CERN just escalated everything into like the dramatics that we're seeing now. If it's even CERN, because there is something else that's going on. I talked about it the other day. I wrote it down and I can't find my notes. So we're having conversation. I'm helping Dad at the table. Mind you, I'm a little kid, so I'm like that. And he would give me a stool to sit on. Yeah. So he'd give me a stool to sit on so I could sit up and help him. And I didn't touch anything on this table unless he said it was okay, because that's his workspace. So we're sitting there and he places a pencil down. And this happened to him several times. Mom was with him one time. It happened. Like, it's not just a me and him situation. With him and Mom, it was a pencil and a screwdriver because she was helping him put something back together. So just chilling, just talking, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, can you hand me the pencil? And I'm like, oh, he's going to be so mad. I'm like, Dad, the pencil's not there. He's like, where'd it go? It had to go somewhere. I was like, it's not there, though. So he's like, okay, let me go get another one. So at this point, he had a habit of doing this. So I thought that's kind of what he did. So I'm looking at him. He's got his hat backwards and no pencil. So I'm like, like we would have heard it fall. So now I'm looking in his little tray, and he had just cleaned the whole entire area, so it would have been on the table. Mind you, as a workshop person, Dad would go to the lumber store and get squared pencils.
Remember those.
So now, when he repeats that the pencil could not have rolled because it was the square pencil, now I'm like, now he really gonna blame me because that shit just square pencil ain't gonna roll. So I was not paying attention. So I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I still don't see it. So now I'm like, Dad, I don't know. Get off my seat, looking. At this point, Mom's calling us to come upstairs for dinner. So we go upstairs, have dinner, go back downstairs. At this point, he's got another pencil. So we're like, fuck it, whatever. When I tell you we're talking and communicating and just going about, and I'm helping him mark stuff off, and then you clearly hear a pencil hit the floor. So the pencil hitting the floor wasn't even on the desk. It was on the other side of the room. And we're like, so it's at the other side of the table on a other work area. I think it was one of the saws. And so I look at it.
Soldier had something else going on, right?
Yeah. So I'm
I
like,
need this pencil.
right. So I look at him and he looks at me. And he's like, you saw me put a pencil down on. I was like, yeah, I did. That's why I reached for it and it wasn't there. So he's like, I'm just making sure. So this was one, for instance. This happened all the time. All the time. So it wasn't like a one and done kind of situation. And it's just funny because it's like when things like that happen, like now that I'm seeing it's happening to a lot of people, videos I watched, I'll send you the other video I watched today because I sent you the one, Art of Kicks, the black guy with the baseball cap. Okay, so I don't know if you made it through that video.
No.
Excuse me. No, okay, I'll send you the second one then because that was 9 days ago and then there was one from 2 days ago.
Okay.
So it's just one of those things where like people are now finding that they're doubling up on items. So like there's this here, like a stylus, a spare stylus. And let's say I just have this one and I know it's just this one because it's pink and it's not even mine. I borrowed it from Daniel, right? My stylus lost the tip and I don't know where it went to. So I just tossed it in the trash. But people are having situations like that where they're losing things But the original that they threw in the trash is fixed and just chilling in a spot where they wouldn't have left it. So now a lot of people are freaking out now because they're like, this was broken, this was missing this. How the hell do I have a fully complete item that's not broken? So people are starting to go through things like that. People are going through situations of seeing people that look like they're deceased relatives. People are seeing themselves. There was a post this lady had the other day on Instagram, and for her, she was I think she was on the way to school or something, but she's on the train and she's like, you guys, I did a fit check this morning. So she goes back to the fit check and she's showing you her whole outfit. Yeah. And she pans her phone around. She's like, what the is this? And she pans over to the side on the other side. So she's sitting on this side of the train. She's skimming down and she points, Lisa, she was sitting on that fucking train in the seat like a few seats away. When I tell you, I was like, I don't get freaked out. That one did me in because I was like, I tell you all the time about people used to see me on the Rutgers campus. Yeah. I didn't drive and I wasn't old enough to be attending Rutgers. So that freaked me out wholeheartedly because I'm like, damn, to be sitting there with your own doppelganger. Ugh. Like,
so what did she do after that?
She, being smart enough, always followed the rule of if you see yourself, you don't communicate with yourself.
Yeah.
But I think what was freakier was it was like a movie sequence where the girl didn't turn around. So we're like anticipating this girl turning around and that shit being her, you know, like, but did not happen. But when I tell you I was freaked out, I was freaked out. I was like, oh my God, bro. So I couldn't even imagine. Let me do this, move down a little bit. But yeah.
But you have another story to share also, right?
I can share plenty of stories because I have tons. Which one?
The one that you told me about the other day. Right?
Oh. Yeah. So, fresh. Okay. Do you want the? I'll just go through them. We got time. I'll go through them. So, first moving here, with Daniel to be taking care of him. Everyone who is new here, I'm a caregiver, but I live with the patient because he gets 24 hours a day, 7 days a week care. And I take care of him. So this, I'm in my own quarters. So everything stays a certain way here. But before all of this even took place, it was to move things around and to get things situated. I came here on a wing and a prayer on how things were. So I didn't, anything that I had packed it was just the clothes on my back, and my work laptop and my phone. That's essentially how I came here. I waited a whole month before I went back out to get some items. So nothing else, anything that was given to me as birthday, Christmas or whatever, nothing came with me. Anything like that stayed where I came from. So just to give you guys context of how funny this situation was. So prior to getting here, my older brother had passed away. And so for me, I'm not a materialistic person. So I didn't bring anything that he had gifted me. I just let all of that go because I would rather him physically here. So Daniel and I are up in the attic. Mind you, like I said, this is like my first few days here. I don't have anything. So we're getting, I always call them large Tupperware. Aisha. It's freaking like totes.
Like totes, okay.
Storage totes. I always call them Tupperware.
That's the name of them, right? Like Tupperware or something like that?
I mean,
like
yeah, that's Yeah. So I always call it like, yeah, I don't use totes. So,
yeah, you're fine.
We are getting that stuff together, so I have something to put my clothes in for the time being. So we're up in the attic, and those of you who know. Those of you who don't, my brother and I are big comic book collectors, down to my younger brother. Like, we just love collecting comics and everything that went with it. When I was wee little Aisha, we used to go to the local comic shop, and I never would ask for anything, but I don't know if anybody remembers, they had these, maybe like this size. They were little posable collectibles, but they were in one pose. And I had Black Panther, She-Hulk, and there's one more, and I can never remember who the character was. Long story short, we were in there, and Paul, my older brother, he said, do you want to get anything different today? And I was like, nah. So I had my little She-Hulk in my hand. And then he's like, how about, you don't want a pack of cards or something? And I'm like, oh yeah. So he gets me a pack of cards. And I told him he could have the rest, because at that time they were all playing tabletop RPG Marvel. So those cards were definitely for that. Like, that would be useful. I got my card, and it, for those of you who read, you know the cover where Hulk is on the cover with the Fantastic Four. That was the card that I chose to keep out of all of them. Growing up throughout the years, I don't know what happened with that card, but I will forever take that to the grave. Like, yo, that was my card. Like, my dad loves Fantastic Four. I love Fantastic Four. When I tell you guys, I had not seen that card since that time. We're up in the attic, and in the process of moving things around, I happened to walk to one side of the attic, and on the attic floor, between the beams, there is that card, brand new, like I just took it out of the foil. That was such a refreshing feeling to know that my brother, having passed away some months prior, it maybe had been about a year at that point when that took place. Everything that led up to me coming here, I was talking to Paul the entire time. Like, Paul, if you can hear me, I know you're in heaven. I know you're like busy, but if you can hear me. And I would just always send him little like air voice memos all the time. And, you know, birds would land on my car that I would specifically ask to see, kind of thing. So this card, and having been feeling so uncertain of being here at first, like, am I doing the right thing? Like, is this where I'm supposed to be, helping this person? And boom, sure enough, like, that solidifying for me, like, okay, I got you, Paul, thank you. So that was just that solidifying moment of, yeah, you're doing the right thing. You're supposed to be. Because I wouldn't have picked up on anything else like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, anything else, I wouldn't have noticed right away. But that was the connection that he and I had at that point in time when I was a kid. So I was like, damn, okay, that's cool.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah, it makes me so happy. Like, when it first happened, I was like emotional. Like, I broke down after a while.
Yeah, I bet.
But I put the card back where I found it, because the point was the message. He got through. So I put it right back where, yeah, I was like, okay. So heading into the second season of events. So Dan and I are in the kitchen one day, and he's on one side and I'm on the other, and we're just having conversation, dinner, whatever's going on. It was like midday. So we're just talking and facing each other, mind you guys. And he's like, it's like cat a corner. So we're facing each other, we're talking, and we hear like a quarter hit the floor. There's no carpet or anything because we're in the kitchen. So I'm like, I'm looking around now because I'm a girl. We don't have pockets on much. So, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's the struggle to get some damn pockets on things. So I'm looking around and I'm like, he's looking around. And then we see it. We're like, oh, a quarter. So he picks it up and it is like French currency. So now we're like, what? How, what? And it is legit like not current currency, French currency. It is like some time ago. So now we're like, okay, right? So moments later, us trying to figure out where it came from. Here comes another one, but now this is the size of a dime. This looked more like Arabic 10-cent currency. I if we didn't, there's a long story on why we don't have it. So we're like, okay, mind you, we're hearing this hit the floor in front of us, but we're not seeing it hit the floor. But we're facing each other, and where we're seeing it on the floor, it should clearly like be a poltergeist situation where you're seeing it fall past you. And nothing. For those of you who haven't seen Poltergeist, go watch it, the original. Because this is more of that type of situation, not a CERN glitch in the Matrix, because this is like way back in the 80s when you see Poltergeist and what happens. So the third coin falls and it's Canadian. And we're just like, bruh, what is going on? So each one is a different currency and we're just like, okay. Not even like American change. Like it's legit like other countries. Canada being the closest one because we're like right there. For those of you,
Current, like you said.
yeah, nothing current. So that's what even more bizarre. For those of you who are wondering, at this point in time, no, it did not fall from the counter. He didn't have pockets on because he had sweatpants on. And I didn't have pockets because I had leggings on. So there was nothing for that. And where it fell from would be like the middle of the ceiling. The ceiling is a plain white ceiling. There's nothing to it. Nothing at all. And for those of you wondering, how old is the house? The house is old. But there was his uncle had redid the kitchen. So everything was brand new. So it wasn't like it was coming from anything. We had already cleared everything out. Vacuumed, did all of that. So it's not like pressure would have popped it out of the wall or anything. So it was just a bizarre moment. But with the time we have, the 8-something minutes, there's a scene in Poltergeist for those of you who are like not going to watch it. There's a scene in Poltergeist where they're trying to get, I know you guys know, Coming to the Light, Caroline. There's that scene. Yeah, Tangina. She's this little lady. She's calling to the girl who has been taken by the poltergeist into their world. And what's so bizarre is when they're pulling the rope to get her and the mom to come back through, they're pulling, and I mean, how would you put that? Like heirlooms are coming through, like jewelry from like the 1800s, coins that oh my god, they have a whole bunch of things that are coming through, but it's stuff not from this time. It's hard to explain. Like that scene sums up the fact that like not only did Carol Ann travel into the land of the afterlife, but they are traveling through time at that point. And that scene always confused me a little, to say like when you die, yes, your spirit is going elsewhere, but it also kind of gets you to the point where you're like, wait, So there's other dimensions in other timelines that possibly you're breaking through at that point. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so you're not just going into the afterlife, you're hopping
Like a lot
timelines.
to wrap your head around.
Yeah, yeah. So, go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, no. I just said it's fun.
So, yeah. So now, when you see CERN is doing certain things and how it's playing out, God. Okay, so let me try for 2 seconds to. So when they broke their whatever they did, and everybody said, scientists said, don't do it. It was splitting the God particle. And there was also when they were going into dark matter and black holes. And one of them, the God particle one, they were told by a lot of scientists, please don't do it. And they were like, psh, whatever. They did it. There were situations that did happen. Alarms did go off when they did that. And the alarms were like safety alarms, like, ooh, oh, y'all done opened something you shouldn't have. You ever seen the movie The Mist? I forget what they call it. Project Arrow? Arrowhead? Arrow something? Spearhead? I don't know. But in that movie, the whole thing to it is that they opened up that portal and were just bringing things through. So that in itself,
Arrowhead Project.
okay, there you go. So that in itself was essentially where CERN was going with what they did. If we want to go further back before CERN, we can't even possibly blame CERN for certain things because we had here in America the Philadelphia experiment, which that in itself is pretty twisted as well. We could get into that in the next video if you want, because that's taking it back, like way back. So we could go into that if you'd like.
Fun one.
Yeah, a lot of people are so caught up in CERN that there are a lot of CERN type things happening around the world. That's not just what's going on there. I mean, like I said, we have Philadelphia experiment, which I would think they were breaking through time and place. Not so much time, but placement. So the idea of Philadelphia experiment, they were trying to break through light beams and take a warship in the water from point A to point D without having to sail to that point. They were trying to refract light and then bring it over. And they did get it to work, but you can still tour that ship. You can still go. Yeah, it's like a museum on water. But I will tell you, I don't know how true this is, but people who have gone on tour on that boat, who have filmed it, yes. At certain hours of the day when you're taking the tour, you can hear people screaming. Like you hear screams as you're going through it. Yeah. And they said those men are still reliving that moment of them being on board when they decided to move the ship. And they melded into the ship, into that metal. And they're just stuck in that loop whenever that time comes. So, very. I couldn't. That's no thank you. So, yeah. So think about what CERN's doing without people. The military did it with people. So I don't know if there was any loop or anything that broke through from then. I mean, right about that time was when the Bermuda Triangle came about as well.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. But if you want, we could go over all of this in the next video.
Definitely go over all that. I love this stuff.
Okay, so because a lot of people, like I said, in closing, a lot of people are blaming CERN. But the more I go into the logic of shit's been going on since before we were born, and things have been seen and happening, and oh, I got to talk about the lady in the house with her kid. So it's just, yeah, yeah. It's bizarre, but it makes you think like, oh, okay, yeah. So the government's been doing things. So yeah, as out,
Shocker.
yeah, exactly. As outlandish as it sounds, this is stuff that's been going on. So we will bring you another video. When do these air? These episodes? So these episodes will air every Friday. Every Friday we will be doing like glitch in the matrix type videos, so you guys can tune in every Friday. And it's through the yeah, it's going to be through the month of August. I'm excited. So it's through the month of August. We will have more than enough material to bring to you guys, so make sure to tune in. Oh, hell yeah, because this is all a part of it. Because I'll tell you the things I've been through in Ohio and Jersey. So, yeah. But yeah, love you guys. Comments, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, peace out. Peace out, Erica.